Hey there, ice cream lovers! Ever wondered how that creamy, dreamy scoop of heaven gets made? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a tour of an ice cream factory. It's a cool adventure, pun intended. We're going to see how your favorite frozen treat goes from simple ingredients to the delicious dessert you know and love. From selecting the finest ingredients to the final scoop in your bowl, every step is crucial in creating that perfect ice cream experience. In this factory tour, we'll follow the journey of ice cream from start to finish. So grab a spoon, you might get hungry, and let's dive into the wonderful world of ice cream making. Ready? Let's go! Every great ice cream starts with great ingredients. In the ice cream world, that foundation is made up of milk, cream, sugar, and sometimes eggs. Ice cream makers are picky, and for good reason. The factory works with dairy farms to get the freshest, highest quality milk and cream. They look for milk with the right balance of fat, proteins, and sugars. This balance is crucial for creating that smooth, creamy texture we all love. Different types of sugars are chosen based on how they affect the freezing process and final texture. For fruit ice creams, only the ripest, juiciest fruits make the cut. For chocolate lovers, premium cocoa is a must. And let's not forget about those fun add-ins like cookie pieces, nuts, or candy. Each ingredient is carefully selected to ensure it can withstand the ice cream making process. Quality control starts right here, at the ingredient selection stage. It's this attention to detail from the very beginning that sets the stage for a truly delicious end product. Now that we've got all our star ingredients, it's time to bring them together. This is where the base of the ice cream is created. The mixing process is precise and carefully controlled. First, the liquid ingredients, milk and cream, are measured and poured into a large, sanitized mixing tank. Then, the dry ingredients like sugar and any stabilizers are added. The mixture is stirred gently but thoroughly. Temperature is key during this mixing stage. The ingredients are usually kept cool, around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius. During mixing, the ingredients start to come together, but they're not quite ice cream yet. The magic has begun, but we're just getting started on our ice cream adventure. After we've got our perfectly mixed base, it's time for a very important step: pasteurization. Pasteurization is all about safety. The ice cream mix is heated up to a high temperature and held there for a specific amount of time. Usually it's heated to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit, 82 degrees Celsius, for 15 to 25 seconds. But pasteurization isn't just about safety. It also helps to dissolve and combine all the ingredients even better. After the heating, the mix is quickly cooled down. This rapid cooling helps prevent any unwanted changes to the taste or texture of the ice cream. Now our ice cream mix is safe, well mixed, and ready for the next exciting step in its journey. After the pasteurization process, our ice cream mix needs to cool down and chill out for a bit. While it's cooling, we're going to put it through another important process called homogenization. Homogenization is all about making sure everything in our ice cream mix is evenly distributed. Homogenization prevents this by breaking down the fat particles in the mix into tiny pieces. The ice cream mix is forced through very small openings at high pressure. This process breaks down the fat globules into such small pieces that they stay suspended evenly throughout the mix. The result? A smoother, creamier ice cream that doesn't separate. After homogenization, our ice cream mix is cooled down even further, usually to about 36 degrees Fahrenheit, or 2 degrees Celsius. It then gets to rest for a few hours or even overnight. It's like a little slumber party for our ice cream mix. Now comes the fun part, adding flavors. This is where our ice cream starts to take on its own personality. Whether it's classic vanilla, indulgent chocolate, or something wild like bubblegum or bacon, yes, that's a real flavor. This is where it all happens. For some flavors, like vanilla, the flavoring is added right to the base mix. Vanilla extract or vanilla beans are mixed in, spreading their delicious aroma throughout. For fruit flavors, real fruit or fruit purees are used. These are often added a bit later in the process to keep the fruit pieces intact. Chocolate flavoring might be added as cocoa powder or melted chocolate, depending on the desired result. But flavors aren't the only things added at this stage. This is also when we put in the fun stuff, the mix-ins. Things like cookie pieces, candy chunks, nuts, or swirls of sauce are added. These extras need to be added carefully. They have to be the right size and temperature so they don't mess up the freezing process or get too hard when frozen. It's like being a mad scientist, but instead of making potions, we're creating delicious frozen treats. Alright, we've mixed, pasteurized, homogenized, and flavored our ice cream. Now it's time for the magic moment, turning our liquid mix into actual ice cream. This happens in a process called churning, and it's where our ice cream really starts to take shape. The flavored mix is poured into a special machine called a freezer. This machine does two important jobs at once. It freezes the mix and adds air to it. The mix is churned around in the cold machine, which scrapes the sides as it turns. As the mix freezes, the scraping action breaks up ice crystals, keeping them super tiny. While all this is happening, air is being whipped into the mix. The amount of air added is carefully controlled. Too little and the ice cream is dense and hard. Too much and it becomes light and fluffy but melts too quickly. By the end of the churning process, the ice cream has roughly doubled in volume thanks to all the air that's been whipped in. It's still soft at this point, kind of like soft serve ice cream, but we're not done yet. There's still more to come in our ice cream adventure. Now that we have our delicious, freshly churned ice cream, it's time to get it ready for its trip to your freezer. This is where packaging comes in. The packaging process happens quickly because we don't want our ice cream to melt. Special machines scoop or pump the soft ice cream into containers. These could be big tubs, small pints, or even individual ice cream bars or sandwiches. The containers are usually pre-chilled so they don't warm up the ice cream. The packaging has to do several important jobs. First, it needs to protect the ice cream from contamination and freezer burn. Second, it needs to be sturdy enough to survive the journey from factory to store to your home. The packaging is also where we get to see all the fun designs and labels. This is where the ice cream gets its face, the look that will catch your eye in the freezer aisle. Some ice cream makers get really creative with their packaging, making it almost as fun as the ice cream inside.
Shall we begin?
Our ice cream is churned and packaged, but we're not quite done yet. Now it's time for the final freeze, often called the hardening process. This is where our ice cream gets that perfect scoopable consistency we all love. The packaged ice cream is sent to a special freezer called a hardening tunnel. This isn't your average freezer. It's super cold, usually around -30 degrees Fahrenheit to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, -34 degrees Celsius to -40 degrees Celsius. The ice cream travels through this tunnel on conveyor belts, slowly freezing to the perfect temperature. By freezing quickly at a very low temperature, we prevent large ice crystals from forming. The hardening process usually takes several hours. It's a delicate balance, and getting it just right is part of what separates okay ice cream from great ice cream. We're almost at the end of our ice cream making journey, but there's one more crucial step: quality control. This is where we make absolutely sure that every container of ice cream is as delicious as it should be. Quality control happens at every stage of the ice cream making process, but it's especially important at the end. Trained taste testers sample ice cream from each batch. They check for the right flavor, texture, and overall quality. Scientists in the quality control lab also run tests on the ice cream. They check things like the amount of air whipped in, the size of ice crystals, and the overall composition of the ice cream. If anything isn't quite right, the whole batch might be held back for adjustments or, in extreme cases, not released at all. This attention to detail is what ensures that every scoop of ice cream you enjoy is just as delicious as it should be. Congratulations! Our ice cream has passed all its tests and is ready to head out into the world. But the journey isn't over yet. Getting ice cream from the factory to your freezer is a bit like a polar expedition. Everything has to stay super cold. The hardened, packaged ice cream is stored in large freezer warehouses at the factory. When it's time to ship the ice cream out, it's loaded onto special refrigerated trucks. These trucks are like giant freezers on wheels, keeping the ice cream perfectly frozen on its journey. The trucks deliver the ice cream to grocery stores, ice cream shops, and distribution centers. At the store, the ice cream finds its home in the freezer aisle.